Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. But of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich in today's Entertainment Spotlight, and being part of my conversation with lifestyle and wellness expert Grace Gold. Enjoy today's program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In national news, stay home or work sick, Omicron poses a conundrum, says the Associated Press. As the rising Omicron variant of COVID-19 infects workers around the nation, millions of those whose jobs don't provide paid sick days are having to choose between their health and their paycheck. While many companies instituted more robust sick leave policies at the beginning of the pandemic, some of those have since been scaled back with the rollout of the vaccines, even though Omicron has managed to evade the shots. Meanwhile, the current labor shortage is adding to the pressure of workers having to decide whether to show up to their job sick if they can't afford to stay home. Low-income hourly workers are especially vulnerable. Nearly 80% of all private sector workers get at least one paid sick day, according to a national compensation survey of employee benefits conducted in March of last year by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. But only 33% of workers whose wages are at the bottom 10% get paid sick leave, compared with 95% in the top 10%. The Associated Press interviewed one worker who started a new job with the state of New Mexico last month and started experiencing COVID-19 symptoms earlier in the week. The worker, who asked not to be named because it might jeopardize their employment, took a day off to get tested and 2 more days to wait for the results. A supervisor called and told the worker they would qualify for paid sick days only if the COVID test turns out to be positive. If the test is negative, the worker will have to take the days without pay since they haven't accrued enough time for sick leave. Other companies are curtailing sick time that they offered earlier in the pandemic. Kroger, the country's biggest traditional grocery chain, is ending some benefits for unvaccinated salaried workers in an attempt to compel more of them to get the jab as COVID-19 cases rise again. Unvaccinated workers enrolled in Kroger's healthcare plan will no longer be eligible to receive up to 2 weeks paid emergency leave if they become infected, a policy that was put into place last year when vaccines were unavailable. Meanwhile, Walmart, the nation's largest retailer, is slashing pandemic-related paid leave in half from 2 weeks to 1 after the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reduced isolation requirements for people who don't have symptoms after they test positive. In more national news, 19 dead, including 9 children, in New York City apartment fire. 19 people, including 9 children, have been killed in an apartment fire in New York City in what the city fire commissioner called one of the worst blazes in recent memory. More than 6 people were injured and 13 people were still in critical condition in the hospital as of Sunday's report. The majority of victims were suffering from severe smoke inhalation. According to the fire department, approximately 200 firefighters responded to the scene at the Bronx Twin Park Apartments, a 19-story building on East 181st Street. Firefighters found victims on every floor and were taking them out in cardiac and respiratory arrest. That is unprecedented in our city. We expect there to be numerous fatalities, said the fire department. Sunday's fire originated in a duplex apartment spanning the 2nd and 3rd floors. Firefighters found the door to the apartment open, he said, which apparently allowed the fire to accelerate and spread smoke upward quickly. The fire is not believed to be suspicious in origin, but the cause is under investigation. In business news, average U.S. gas price drops 2 pennies over 3 weeks to $3.39. The average U.S. price of regular grade gasoline dropped 2 cents over the past 3 weeks to $3.39 per gallon. Industry analysts said on Sunday that prices at the pump could start increasing again because crude oil costs are rising. Nationwide, the highest average price for regular grade gas is in the San Francisco Bay Area at $4.74 per gallon. The lowest average is in Houston at $2.79 per gallon. In more national news, Supreme Court skeptical of Biden's workplace vaccine rule. Fully vaccinated and mostly masked, the Supreme Court's conservative majority appeared skeptical Friday of the Biden administration's authority to impose a vaccine or testing requirement on the nation's large employers. The court seemed more open to a separate vaccine mandate for most healthcare workers. The argument in the 2 cases comes at a time of spiking coronavirus cases because of the Omicron variant and the decision last week by 7 justices to wear masks for the first time while hearing arguments reflected the new phase of the pandemic. And finally, in entertainment news, Spider-Man stays number 1 in 4th weekend. That made the top 5 movies over the weekend. Number 1, Spider-Man No Way Home with $33 million. Number 2, Sing 2 with $12 million. Number 3, The 355 with $4.8 million. Number 4, The Kingsman with $3 million. And number 5, American Underdog with $2 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's our time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
This is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. The universe and God works in perfect order. Although sometimes you may feel there is too much to do, you are never given more than you can handle. Feeling overwhelmed is an opportunity to bring your best self forward and rise to the occasion. Take a deep breath of life while you remind yourself the universe works in perfect order. You can get everything done that needs to be done. Now exhale while you let go of any details you have no control over. God, in His infinite wisdom, will organize the correct outcome for you. Anytime stress or anxiety begins to creep in, remember to breathe and let go of these negative thoughts. You might begin by making a list of what must be done. Note what needs to be done first and mark other things in order and ask other people to help you with your tasks. Today, exhale while you remember the universe and God works in perfect order. And remember, enjoy the day.
We have part of my conversation coming up with wellness and lifestyle expert Grace Gold in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Wellness and lifestyle expert Grace Gold rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to share some great tips for you guys as we're starting 2022. Here's a bit of our conversation.
What's the first step we should consider when it comes to shifting into 2022?
Well, I say let's make 2022 the year of convenience. I recommend a wholesale club membership, and I personally love BJ's Wholesale Club because it's really access to a one-stop shop for your groceries, everyday essentials, so much more. I love that BJ's has convenient shopping options like ship to home, curbside, in-club pickup. They've even got same-day delivery and groceries delivered in as little as 2 hours, which is so helpful with everything going on these days. It's quick and easy. It saves you money with unbeatable prices. As a member myself, I love saving up to 25% off those grocery store prices every day.
What about on the beauty side of things, Grace? What tips do you have when it comes to beauty for our guests?
Well, a healthy hair resolution can really help boost your confidence this year, and one way to get healthy, strong hair is to take a supplement. I love the Viscal Hair Growth Supplement. It's formulated with Aminomar, which is a proprietary collagen complex, plus key vitamins and minerals to help achieve thicker hair. Now, the Viscal Hair Growth vitamins, they are unique because they're actually clinically proven to nourish thinning hair as well as reduce shedding, increase thickness in as little as 3 months. I love that it's 100% drug-free, and it can be used by every woman of every hair type as well.
And as far as wellness goes, tell us some things that we can kind of keep in mind when it comes to that this year.
Yes, I got a couple tips for you, Cyrus. So, gut health is so important, but especially this time of year. So stress, eating foods you don't typically eat, like during the holidays, traveling, some medications can change the balance of your gut microbiome. So I keep Align 24/7 digestive support on hand. It fortifies your digestive system with healthy bacteria 24/7.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. Prepare to get on tomorrow's more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.